Will build on more than 30 years of industry experience. Carmel-based Baker Hill says it is continuing to deliver cutting-edge banking solutions that empower financial institutions. Its NextGen platform allows institutions to originate commercial, small business, consumer loans, and manage risk on a single platform. They're serving some 500 financial institutions, including more than 20% of the top 150 U.S. banks, 20% of the top 25 U.S. credit unions. CEO John Deignan is here now with more on what's next at Baker Hill. And John, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Baker Hill is one of those great Indiana entrepreneurial success stories, built a number of years ago. But talk about the progression. Mark Hill, co-founder, a very well-known entrepreneur in town, started Baker Hill. Talk about the progression that leads us to Baker Hill today.
Sure. About 1984, Mark Hill, Karen Baker, founded Baker Hill. And really was a great, again, as you mentioned, a great Indiana-Indianapolis story in terms of the tech scene. And really started out in terms of looking to just automate basic functionality in terms of lending in banks. Fast forward 20 years, and they continue to develop and evolve and build out larger platforms that would manage basically risk and decisions for banks as it relates to commercial small business. And decision was made in 2005 to sell to Experian, a large data company. Baker Hill then sat within 10 years within Experian, and about 2013, 2014, decision was made that it wasn't effectively core to the Experian business. So they decided to take that business and essentially put it out to market, and either a large strategic company and or private equity was looking to take that company back out and stand it on its own. And fourth quarter 2015, Riverside, company out of Cleveland, New York, lower middle market private equity company, purchased Baker Hill, and we essentially have been at the hard work since early 2016 to stand it back up and essentially develop the latest generation of our software.
And we'll talk about that, but as you do that and try to remain on that cutting edge, leading edge, this is an industry that's changed. The banking industry has changed in a big way. Very much so.
So, you know, I think obviously everybody understands the Great Recession and the challenge that the financial institutions had going into 2008 to 2010 period. Really from 2010 on, well, first off, there's been significant consolidation. When I first started in this business, early 90s, there was about 12,000 banks in the market. Today, there's about 5,500.
Wow.
So you have a smaller market, but obviously larger banks in the market. But I think the biggest challenge for banks, certainly in the last 5 to 6 years, is essentially it's about distribution, and it's about digitizing the channels, either client-facing or back-office type activity, to keep up with clients and consumers in terms of what they're looking and how they want to interact.
We'll talk about this NextGen platform because that really is the focus now.
Yeah. So essentially, within the years of Experian, Baker Hill had two significant platforms, commercial platform and a small business platform, but they were two distinct platforms. What we committed to in 2016, spent about $25 million in development of this platform, is to take this functionality that sat in commercial and small business, and because those are really two different distinct segments that we make decisions differently for, or the clients make decisions differently for, and bring it into one lending platform. So we essentially embarked on taking what we call legacy platforms, about 10-year-old platforms, and bring them into a platform for a modern-day user with a modern-day user interface that essentially our clients can consume or use the way that they bank or the way that they lend. And that's essentially what we did in 16 through 18. With a significant release into the market in the last 12 months.
Very quickly, about out of time here, but what does that mean for future and continued growth at Baker Hill?
Listen, we're extremely bullish in terms of Baker Hill and our position in the market. We believe we've got the best offering, and we've made the decision to invest 3 years ago. You can't wake up on a Monday and just make a decision to invest like this and deliver it on a Friday. So we feel very good about our position, and the banking industry is it's very healthy, and they're looking to invest heavily in digitizing their channels and their backroom operations, and that's the business that we're in.
All right, Baker Hill, banking company with roots, Indiana roots dating back to the mid-'80s, continues to grow. John Deignan, great to see you. Thanks for being here. We look forward to talking to you soon.
You bet. Thanks.
All right.